Hello guys and welcome back to my channel, and today I want to talk about great news for Tesla. Investors starting to dumping Uber stocks. And by what? By Tesla. Why? Because the robotaxi momentum didn't stop on the 1010 on of the last month, but it continued to. It's kind of like a fire that is under the ash is still there. The momentum never stopped. And now, with the Trump, with the election of Trump, with Elon Musk in the White House, or at least whispering the ear of Trump, guys, this is just like this is the best. This is the best outcome for Tesla investors like me and you guys. But let me show you a little bit what I'm talking about. I'm a simple guy, guys, but my portfolio it's 1,476,000, and I was down $30,000 this morning, and guess what? It went up 45,000. I have a total gain of $304,000, or 27% of my portfolio. It's a gain. As I say every time, I'm not looking this part too much because I can see it's going continue to go up and down. It's just like I never stop. It's driving me insane. I'm looking at this part. This is how much money I make monthly. And right now, 56,000, baby, every month. Of course, this is calculating from what I did last month. It will be a little bit up, a little bit down. But right now, the projection is $13,000 a week, 1,859 a day. But let's just see what Tesla have. What CNBC interview with Brett Gaston, that is the one of the investor in. I think at the actually investment firm is Altimeter, and that is from Brad Gerstner, I think it is called, is pronounced. But let's see the interview on CNBC.
Post-moving in some respects to favor. I have to admit, I was shocked when I saw this today because of how bullish you've been on Uber.
Yeah,
you sold it.
Listen, let me say at the start, Dara has been an incredible CEO at Uber. He's dramatically increased the free cash flow. He's increased the competitive, position of that company. They're the dominant leader now in global mobility. We love the company, and it's inexpensive. However, leading up to the election, right, we have been taking down our position size, and we've been rotating into Tesla. Why? Because I said before, we had a ChatGPT moment around full self-driving in 2024. I think the year of 2025 is going to be about robotaxi. We were present at the robotaxi day. We were impressed by the robotaxi. And so for Uber, they have to get past this moment, right?
Well, guys, this is what I'm talking about. That robotaxi event was a earthquake in all the Tesla investor. This guy sold all the Uber stock and invest in what? In Tesla. Why? Because 2025 will be the robotaxi year. Will be when the robotaxi business model will start to show up in the spreadsheet. And when that will happen, the people at, investor and, all these analytic that make that prediction how much Tesla is worth, will start to including robotaxi in the evaluation. And that is a great thing because much more this company is valuable and much more people will invest. And like people, all so-called like me and you guys, Tesla is going to the moon, as to Jupiter, maybe to the Milky Way. Let's continue to see what this guy has to say.
Where, they have a hugely disruptive force coming in the case of Tesla. And now we know that the Trump administration is going to push, right, for a national regulatory change so that will be good for Waymo and good for Tesla. Now, Uber has a solution to this, right? They have Waymos on their platform, but we just want to see it play out. We want to see a few more months of this playing out. So, again, it comes back to portfolio management. For us, the optics, right, and certainly right after the election, we bought more Tesla and we rotated out of our remaining Uber because we think the optics are going to be really tough for Uber over the course of the next few months, and they're going to be really good for Tesla as we get closer and closer to the launch of robotaxi, which we think will be Q2 of next year.
This feels to me like, the goalposts moved.
Yeah.
Musk's proximity to power, that dynamic has changed. He is becoming quite obvious, a very influential voice in some of the policies that are going to happen, whether they are beneficial to him personally or beneficial to his companies, plural, because I think you could make that argument. That's what this strikes me as, is the goalposts moving in some respects to favor Tesla and in some respects hurt the competitors.
No, I would disagree with that. I think the
regulations that we said of ending the EV tax credits, easing the self-driving regulations, those are undeniable.
But if they change the regulations, but FSD wasn't killing it the way 12.5 is and the way FSD 13 is going, where you have 1,000x improvement in full self-driving safety in 1 year alone versus the 10% per year we were getting up until 2020, because we've gone from these deterministic models to these imitation learning models. It's about the performance at Tesla that is driving us. Now, sure, I think national regulation makes sense. In a country of interstate commerce, does it make sense that one state's going to allow me to drive my Tesla on full self-driving mode, then I get to the state intersection between Texas and Oklahoma, and I no longer can use full self-driving? I have to stop the car and change the mode of driving? That doesn't make any sense, right? We drive cars across state borders, so having a national regulatory framework, not just for Tesla, for everybody, for GM, for Waymo, for everybody, that's just the right policy. I don't think it's about favoring Musk or his companies, though I think regulatory clarity is needed in this country. But I look at it, it's the improvements that are going on in Tesla. And I think, 18 months ago, nobody would have said that this was winner take all or winner take most. They would have said everybody's going to have full self-driving capabilities. I will tell you right now, Tesla is running away with their full self-driving capabilities. The only other game in town really is Waymo.
So, Josh, I want...
Wow. Yeah, Waymo, again, guys, Waymo, we're talking about like pre-mapping the, the environment. Waymo working this way. There's like this ladder that are like some sensor on top of the car, and they are super expensive. So I think at one Waymo costs like 5-6 regular Tesla car. But Tesla uses this cheap camera and use the vision. And for vision, so they can drive everywhere, anywhere. But let's continue to see this guy.
I want your take on this, because Uber is a large position for you. And, I don't recall you being as bullish on the Tesla FSD event as Brad certainly seems to have been. What's your take on him selling the stock here? I was just shocked, to be honest with you, when I heard about that move.
Brad's made a lot of money in the stock, and I completely understand his point. We're right now in this kind of gray area moment where it's unclear how the onset of AVs is actually going to play out. I want to say Silicon Valley is probably one of the greatest resources, natural resources, I would call it, we have in America. The people who live there, the people who risk capital, the people who invent things there have just done incredible things for this country. But as a East Coaster, as a Wall Streeter, I also want to point out the blind spot. They very oftentimes think that things are going to happen tomorrow that may not happen for 10 years. They have to think that way. It's endemic to the species, and thank God somebody does. Here in New York, we think more immediate. We think more cash flows. We don't think so much about what's going to change. We think about what's not going to change, and that's a little bit more of a New York mentality. And I will tell you what won't change. Most internet marketplaces are demand aggregators. That's how you win. In my view, the way this will all play out, Tesla's autonomous vehicles and cabs will be phenomenally successful, as will Waymo's, as will probably 2 or 3 other large-scale providers, because there are apps that will aggregate demand between all of them. I find it very hard to believe that you're going to have 10,000 Tesla full self-driving cabs on the street, and that's going to upend a company that has over 100 million users on their platform. The more likely scenario from where I sit, and again, I could be wrong too, the more likely scenario is that Uber is going to aggregate demand amongst all of the various players that have different types of autonomous vehicles on the road. The consumer is going to want one-stop shopping, not, hey, this time I want a 2-door. That time I want maybe a moped. This app I'll go to because I want this. I don't think it's going to play out that way, and I think Uber is going to be the central demand aggregator, and that's the bet that I'm willing to make. Now, the stock might be volatile, and Brad might look right in the short term as Elon consolidates power and convinces Trump to push for things that benefit FSD. I won't deny that. The thing is, I'm willing to sit through it because I think the bigger story here has yet to play out.
Yeah, real quickly, Josh, I love the way Josh framed that. I think it's brilliant framing. To be clear, we were the biggest defenders of this stock from $15 to $80. We sold the stock much higher than the stock is at today, right? And I reserve the right. I may be buying this stock tomorrow or in a month or in 2 months. I just thought that the optics were going to be really challenging as we move into the launch of Robotaxi, which I think will occur next year. And this is not about regulatory capture. This is about the full self-driving capabilities, about FSD 13 at Tesla. Without that, there would be no investment going on in Tesla. People are excited about what they see with Optimus, what they see with full self-driving, what they see with the inexpensive cars they're putting on the road.
I have to admit, I was
Wow. So guys, this is insane. This is insanity, and this is the Robotaxi. This is what we're talking about. A car that don't have like steering wheel, they don't have pedals. It just come to you with the app. This is like the Uber killer right here. The car open, you are in, you go inside the car bring you to the destination, and you can talk, you can watch movie, you can work, you can sleep, you can if you go to a bar, you want an extra drink, you want your car driving, you bring your dog to you, change your music, change your your temperature. I mean, this is the future, guys. This is the future. It's the cyber cab. But guys, I'm bullish in Tesla, as you guys know. I'm bullish in the Robotaxi. And guys, this is coming. This is on the way. This is what we will see in the street in the next few years. Maybe by next year, actually, by 2025. The production start in 2025, they say, and maybe would take a year as it happen every time. But this capability, this software can be applied also in my Model Y, in my Cybertruck, in my Model 3 is the same software. So we can start to put our car in the network by the beginning of next year, look like. And we are waiting this software, the new full self-driving software, the version 13 is the one that will allow us actually to do backwards, to parking and all this stuff. But guys, I'm much more bullish, more than ever in Tesla. If in Tesla, of course, I'm invested also in Tesla because it's the one that generate me money. I I did invest in Tesla $60,000, and I invest in Tesla almost 600K. But guys, this is all what I get for today in regard of my bullish Tesla sentiment lately. And again, my portfolio continue to go up. 44,000 this point, 303 gain, and I'm sitting pretty 1,474,000. Actually, for that shoe went down almost 26,000, and my all-time high was 1,500,000. But again, guys, these never stop. This go up, this go down all day long. But guys, I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for following me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please smash the like button, subscribe. I love all of you, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.